you can hear me properly, I will share the screen. Wait for a while. I will share the screen and I will immediately start. Okay. Wait, I'm just sharing the screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, everyone? Yes. So today we will start with topic, new topic from forensic medicine. We will start new topic from forensic medicine. That is sexual offenses. This previous slide. This is the first slide. Sexual offenses. So, sexual offenses are classified into two types. There are two types of sexual offenses, natural and unnatural. Natural means the natural sexual intercourse. So, sexual offenses, they have been performed by natural sexual intercourse. That is penetration of vagina by penis. That is naturally occurring process. But if it has been done with some other purpose, that is some criminal purpose, that is that will lead to this that we are going to discuss here, that is under the heading sexual offenses. So there and other are other sexual offenses will come under unnatural. Unnatural means where there will not be the natural process, the usual natural process of penetration of vagina by penis. So those all other ways will be called as unnatural sexual offenses. So natural and unnatural. So under natural there will be rape, incest, adultery, that we will see one by one in detail. And second one is unnatural. Under unnatural there will be sodomy, buccal coitus, tribadism and bestiality, that we will see. So natural sexual offenses are rape, incest and adultery, and unnatural are sodomy, buccal coitus, tribadism and bestiality. So I tell you, this incest, adultery, sodomy, buccal coitus, tribadism, bestiality, not buccal coitus, but rest of the five: incest, adultery, sodomy, tribadism, and bestiality. They are asked as a 2-mark question. They are asked as 2-mark question very commonly, and rape is asked as a 10-mark long question. In question number 4, there are 4 long questions. Out of that, you will have to attempt 2. In that, rape is asked as a 10-mark question. So not as a whole rape chapter. There are certain subsections or subtopics in the rape that I will go on telling you when we will discuss rape in detail, because it is very commonly asked as a 10-mark long question. So we will see in detail about natural sexual offense, that is rape. So first of all, definition. So definition of rape has been given under 375 IPC, Indian Penal Code 375. Sometimes there is only 2-mark question like section 375. Only this type of question is asked, section 375. So you will have to write according to that, according to 375 definition of rape. So first you will have to say 375 IPC is for a rape, and definition of rape according to 375 is, and you will have to mention this word to word. You will have to mention this definition word to word. So because each and every word in this definition is or will explain the medico-legal aspect of rape, that we will see further. So each and every word in this definition will give you information or will give you knowledge about medico-legal aspect of rape. So rape is, it is unlawful sexual intercourse by a man with his wife below 15 years of age. If his wife is below 15 years of age. Now you know, if any man performs a sexual intercourse with his wife, so according to religious customs, tradition, law, a man can perform the sexual intercourse with his wife without any legal problem. But in this definition it has been mentioned that even if that girl is his wife but she is below 15 years of age, it will be considered as rape, even though she is his wife. तो बीवी होगी लेकिन उसकी उम्र अगर 15 से कम है, he cannot perform the sexual intercourse. So if the sexual intercourse has been done by a man with his wife below 15 years of age, will be considered as rape. Or any woman below 16 years or above that age against her will. Now this next 4 points, these next 4 points are very important. Against her will, without her consent, or the consent which has been obtained by unlawful means. मतलब ज़बरदस्ती उससे लिखवा के लिया कि हाँ आई एम डूइंग इट विथ माई विल, ऐसा उसे प्रेशराइज करके, डर दिखा के, जान से मारने की धमकी देके या वेपन से डरा के अगर उससे कंसेंट ली है, that will also be unlawful. So again, now I will repeat: unlawful sexual intercourse by a man with his wife below 15 years of age, or any woman below 16 years or above that age against her will, without her consent, or the consent which has been obtained by unlawful means. So we'll see all these words in detail in medico legal aspect. So medico legal, just I told you, definition only explains the medico legal aspect of rape. Definition itself, each and every word in the definition will explain you the medico legal aspect of rape. So unlawful, unlawful, the sexual intercourse is considered as lawful if the person is legally married with that woman above 15 years of age, that we have seen in the definition. So when it will be considered as unlawful, even though that girl is his wife, but if she is below 15 years of age and he performed the sexual intercourse, it will be considered as rape. So lawful is legally married men and women above 15 years of age. Then sexual intercourse, slightest penetration of vulva by penis with or without emission of semen will be considered as sexual intercourse. Unlawful sexual intercourse by a man of a woman against her will. You can see these 5 points in this particular slide. Unlawful sexual intercourse, slightest penetration of vulva, slightest penetration of vagina by penis. There may or may not be seminal emission, there may or may not be emission of the semen, but slightest penetration of vulva will be considered as sexual intercourse. Then by a man, now there is no any age limit. Of a woman, no age limit. Now you might have seen in the newspaper or in the news channel, even a girl of 2 years, 3 years, such a small age group, or even the elderly, they are also raped. So there is no any age limit for this crime. Then most important point of the definition is against her will. Again I repeat, unlawful sexual intercourse by a man of a woman against her will by force. So against her will, this is very important point. In India, valid consent can be given by a woman above 15 years of age. Means it has been written in our laws. It has been written in our laws and in the constitution. A girl who is below 15 years of age is not capable of giving the consent for performing the sexual intercourse. So if her age is below 15 years of age, she cannot legally give permission to anyone to perform sexual intercourse. So the valid consent can be given by a woman only above 15 years of age. I am talking about India. So in India, according to law, valid consent can be given by a woman if only if she is above 15 years of age. Then consent must be free. The consent must be free, voluntary, and in full possession of her senses. So consent must be free, voluntary, and in full possession of her senses. अपने होशो हवास में, what do we call it as? Do you know the word compos mentis? Do you remember this term? What is compos mentis? Anyone? What is compos mentis? So what is compos? It is not only in dying declaration. What do you mean by dying declaration? What do you mean by what? Compos mentis? इन फुल पोजीशन ऑफ हर सेंसेस. हर एक कंसेंट में ऊपर एक लाइन लिखी होती है, मैं अपने पूरे होशो हवास में ये लिख कर देता हूँ कि, दैट इज composement is, the person is understanding the meaning of the question and that person is understanding the what he is answering. उसे क्या सवाल पूछा जा रहा है उसका उसे मतलब समझ में आ रहा है और वो जो बोल रहा है वो भी उसे अच्छी तरह से समझ में आ रहा है. मीन्स ही इज इन साउंड मेंटल कंडीशन. इन सिंपल वर्ड्स it is called a sound mental condition. So it has to be free, voluntary, and in full possession of all her senses. And by force, sexual intercourse by force, that is, she will offer the resistance by shouting, biting, beating, crying. All these things will be present. So the medical legal aspect of rape will be explained by these six terms in its definition only. I will repeat: unlawful sexual intercourse by a man of a woman against her will by force, considering the age factor in married and in unmarried, that I have explained you. Got the meaning of the definition and how it explains you the medical legal aspect of rape? Everyone got the meaning of the definition rape? Any problem? समझ में आ रहा है? कळते का? बोला रे काहीतरी तुम्ही. हा, तुम्ही जागे असल्याची काहीतरी पावती दाखवा मला. Okay. Mm, okay. Now, very important, examination of a rape victim. If any woman or if any girl has been brought to the government hospital and she is claiming that she has been raped, so how her examination should be carried out? This is asked as a 10-mark long question. Very common. This is asked as a 10-mark long question. That is medical legal examination. Medical legal examination of a rape victim. If any girl or woman is claiming, she has gone to the police station and she is claiming that she has been raped, so the lady attendant or the lady police constable will take that woman to the government hospital and will ask the medical officer to conduct her medical examinations. How that examination should be done, that everything has been explained in this particular point, that is examination of a rape victim. So question will be: define rape, write in detail examination of victim of a rape, or examination of rape victim. This is very commonly asked as a 10-mark long question. So you will have to write about 375, you will have to write in detail about the definition, and then you will go to this point, that is examination of a rape victim. How will you go for clinical examination of a case of rape? So first very important thing is written consent. वो जो रेप का क्लेम कर रही है कि शी हैज़ बीन रेप्ड, ऐसे जो औरत बोल रही है, उसे अभी गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में ले गए हैं, तो यू कैन नॉट एग्जामाइन हर विदाउट हर कंसेंट. सो यू विल हैव टू टेक हर रिटर्न कंसेंट. लिख के लेना है कि आई एम विलिंग और आई एम अंडरगोइंग दिस मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन. तो उसके लिए जो कुछ भी टेस्ट या जो कुछ भी करना पड़ेगा डॉक्टर को, दैट आई विल अलाउ, and I am doing it again compost mentis. So she, in this condition also, she should be compost mentis. Then this consent should be in presence of a witness if she is 12 years of age or more. अगर अगर उस लड़की की उम्र 12 साल से ज़्यादा है, if she is 12 years of age or more, then she can sign that consent in presence of a witness. And अगर उसकी उम्र 12 साल से कम है, छोटी बच्ची है, अगर उसकी उम्र 12 साल से कम है, so she cannot sign the consent, her parents will sign the consent. So consent is to be given by the patient or the victim herself if she is above 12 years of age, or the consent can be given by the should be given by the parents if she is below 12 years of age. If the examining doctor is a male doctor, if examining doctor is a male doctor, the examination should be done in presence of a lady attendant. It can be a nurse, and if nurse is not available there, you can make some relative of that girl to stand while performing the examination. So if there is a female doctor, no issue, no any problem. Female doctor can perform the test or all the examination without any problem. But if the examining doctor is a male doctor, वो गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में चेक करने वाला डॉक्टर अगर मेल है, तो वहाँ देर हैज़ टू बी वन लेडी अटेंडेंट, आइदर नर्स, स्टाफ नर्स, वो जो भी हॉस्पिटल में स्टाफ नर्स रहेगी, या उसकी रिलेटिव, उस लड़की की रिलेटिव, कोई भी माँ, मौसी, बहन, जो भी एडल्ट रहेगी, दैट शुड बी देयर अटेंडिंग during the whole process of that examination. So 3 important things to be followed: you will have to take written consent, the consent should be in presence of witness, and the consent should be signed by the parents if the girl is below 12 years of age, and if the examining doctor is a male, you can go for examination in presence of lady, either attending nurse in the hospital or relative of the girl. देन फोर्थ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज प्रिलिमिनरी डाटा। तो ऐसे किसी लड़की को लेके जिसने कंप्लेंट की है या जिसकी हो सकता है उसके पेरेंट्स उसके साथ आए हो, तो ऐसी लड़की व्हेन शी विल बी ब्रॉट टू द हॉस्पिटल फॉर मेडिकल लीगल एग्जामिनेशन, हर होल डाटा शुड बी कलेक्टेड। कंसेंट लेने के बाद उसका पूरा डाटा लेना है, जैसे कि फुल नेम, उसका पूरा नाम उसके पेपर पे लिखना है, एज, एड्रेस, ऑक्यूपेशन, सोशल स्टेटस वो क्या करती है, सोशल स्टेटस, देन डेट एंड टाइम बाय विच शी हैज़ बीन ब्रॉट टू द हॉस्पिटल, कब आई है, कौन से दिन पे आई है, किस टाइम पे आई है, that is date and time. Consent, very important thing, you will have to take the consent in writing. If below 12 years of age, consent should be signed by parents. If she is above 12 years of age, she herself can sign the consent with one witness. देन वन आइडेंटिफिकेशन मार्क ऑन द बॉडी, मोल्ड रहेगा, कुछ इंजुरी का मार्क रहेगा चेहरे पे, हाथ पे, कहीं भी उसका जो आइडेंटिफिकेशन मार्क रहेगा, दैट शुड ऑल्सो बी मैंशनड ऑन द पेपर। देन नेम ऑफ द अटेंडिंग नर्स प्रेजेंट, डॉक्टर के साथ जो भी नर्स वहाँ खड़ी रहेगी उसका नाम भी उस पर लिखना है, दैट इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज शी विल बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट विटनेस। सो नेम ऑफ द नर्स प्रेजेंट एंड नेम ऑफ द पर्सन हु रिक्वेस्टेड द एग्जामिनेशन। तो वो उसके रिलेटिव भी हो सकते हैं, पुलिस भी हो सकता है। सो हुएवर पर्सन हैज़ रिक्वेस्टेड द डॉक्टर टू कंडक्ट दिस एग्जामिनेशन, उसका नाम भी उस पर लिखना है। सो फुल नेम, एज, एड्रेस, ऑक्यूपेशन, social status, the date or time by which she has been brought to the hospital, consent signed by respective person either by herself or by the relatives, identification mark on the body, name of the nurse attending the whole process, and name of the person who requested the examination. कोण तिला घेऊन आले आणि कोणी ती मेडिकल लिगल एक्झामिनेशन करायला सांगितली आहे, मेडिकल एक्झामिनेशन करायला सांगितली आहे, त्या व्यक्तीचं नाव इथे दिलं आहे. दॅट कॅन बी अ पोलीस ऑफिसर, एनीवन फ्रॉम द पोलीस स्टेशन और फ्रॉम द रिलेटिव्स ऑल्सो. So name of the person who requested that examination to be carried out. Now next is statement. Statement should be taken in her own words. ती ज्या शब्दात ती सगळी घटनाक्रम सांगेल, तो सगळा घटनाक्रम तिच्या शब्द, उसके खुद वर्ड्स में ही वो सब लिखना है. तो व्हेन यू विल गो फॉर डिटेल्ड एग्जामिनेशन, तो उसे सब छोटी 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 चीज़ें उससे पूछ के निकालने की कोशिश करोगे. तो वो जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन देगी, each and everything, each and everything that has been explained by her, that has been narrated by her, should be written in her own words. उसमें कुछ भी मैनिपुलेशन नहीं करना है, अपने वर्ड्स में नहीं लिखना है. सो हर स्टेटमेंट शुड बी रिटन इन हर ओन वर्ड्स. मोड ऑफ अटैक, मतलब उस पर कैसा अटैक किया गया. अमाउंट ऑफ वायलेंस यूज्ड, मतलब किसी ने उसे मारा क्या, किसी ने उसके ऊपर ताकत का इस्तेमाल किया क्या. देन पोजीशन ऑफ द असाइलेंट, उसे किस हालत में रेप किया गया, वो कैसे हालत में पड़ी थी, उस आदमी की पोजीशन कैसी थी. All these details, because these things will be very important to mention on the certificate or on her examination report about the injuries and all. So how was the position of the assailant, how the violence was used, उसे कुछ नार्कोटिक दिया गया था क्या, उसे कुछ मारा गया था क्या, हाथ पैर बांधे थे क्या, that everything in detail that should be written in her own words. So mode of attack, amount of violence used, position of assailant, everything should be mentioned. It will help to explain, or it will help to elaborate the nature of injuries and even the nature of injuries on her genitalia um, on the paper. So everything will be written adequately. So all these things are also very important. If she is having any pain, she can have severe pain in her genitalia. If it is a forceful penetration, there can be bleeding. So whether there is any pain, whether there is any bleeding or hemorrhage or any other discharge after the sexual intercourse, so all these things should be taken in detail. Then whether another important thing, whether she has changed the clothes after the incidents, मतलब rape के बाद, if she has come to the police station and now she has been brought to the hospital, by the time whether she has bathed, वो नहा के आई थी क्या. तो हो सकता है उसकी हालत बहुत बहुत बुरी हो, सब कपड़े वपड़े फटे रहेंगे या इंजुरी मार्क्स रहेंगे सब, पूरी बॉडी पे उसके बहुत सारे इंजुरी मार्क्स और सब वायलेंस की निशानी रहेंगी। सो वेदर शी हैड चेंज द क्लोथ्स, हो सकता है वो फटे हुए कपड़े बदल के आई हो पुलिस स्टेशन में, या वेदर शी हैड बेथ और वेदर शी पास द यूरिन। तो इंसिडेंस के बाद पुलिस स्टेशन और हॉस्पिटल आने के दरमियान उसने मिक्यूरेट किया था क्या। ऑल दिस थिंग शुड बी टेकन इन डिटेल बिकॉज देर कैन बी लॉस ऑफ important evidences, important medical evidences which can be helpful to explain the or which can be helpful to understand the nature of the injuries or so many changes they have taken place in the genitalia. So whether she had changed the clothes, whether she has taken a bath, or whether she had passed the urine, all these things should be taken from her in writing. So statement should be in her own words. Then signs of struggles, there can be signs of struggle on her body like on the clothes and body. तो कपड़े फटे हुए रहेंगे, देयर कैन बी टीयर्स ऑन फैब्रिक, दैट कपड़े फटे हुए रहेंगे, देयर विल बी mud will be there on her body, grass mainly on the back, on the back there can be grass, stains of blood, stains of semen, they will be present on her body, they should be examined carefully. And there can be blood stains, blood stains भी अगर उसके बदन पे कपड़े पे कहीं ब्लड स्टेन्स अगर दिखते हैं, so those blood stains should be collected and sent for grouping because that blood can be either from herself, इंजुरी की वजह से, उसकी कुछ इंजुरी से या जेनाइटेलिया से जो भी ब्लीडिंग होगा वो ब्लीडिंग के स्टेन होंगे, या असाइलेंट के मतलब ड्यूरिंग सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स उसके वायलेंस की वजह से या इसके रेजिस्टेंस की वजह से, विक्टिम के रेजिस्टेंस की वजह से वो भी उसे नोचेगी, काटेगी, मारने की कोशिश करेगी, तो हो सकता है उसके बदन पे भी कुछ इंजुरीज आ जाए। तो उसके बदन पे जो भी तुम्हें ब्लड स्टेन दिखेंगे दे शुड बी स्टेन फॉर ग्रुपिंग एंड टू आइडेंटिफाई वेदर दिस ब्लड इज फ्रॉम द विक्टिम ओनली और फ्रॉम द असाइलेंट। Now, again, very commonly asked 2 mark question is what is Locard's principle of exchange? Locard's principle of exchange, very simple. I tell you, it is asked as a 2 mark question. जब भी दो लोग मिलते हैं तो ये रेप के दौरान हो या मारामारी के दौरान हो, when two people meet there is some exchange of material. तो वो व्हेन यू विल एग्जामिन द नेल्स, तो वो लड़की के जब तुम नेल्स देखोगे तो देर कैन बी टैग्स ऑफ एपिथेलियम, क्योंकि प्रोटेक्शन के लिए खुद को बचाने के लिए वो उसे नोचेगी, ती अशी नखांनी त्याच्यावर वार करेल किंवा त्याला ओरबाडेल, काय म्हणतात त्याला, बोच काढणे, ती त्याला जखमी करण्याचा प्रयत्न करेल, तर काय होईल तिच्या नखांमध्ये उसके नाखून में वो असाइलेंट के टैग्स ऑफ एपिथेलियम और टैग्स ऑफ स्किन, tags of epithelium or tags of skin can be found. So I just in simple words I tell you what to be written in Locard's principle of exchange. When two people meet, वो मारामारी हो, कुछ भी मारामारी हो या ये रेप का इंसिडेंस हो, there will be exchange of some material between these two. तो इसके बदन की कुछ चीज़ें उसके बदन पे जाएगी, उसके बदन की कुछ चीज़ें इसके बदन पे आएगी. So it can be fabrics, torn fabrics, बटन्स, शर्ट का बटन, ट्राउज़र का बटन जो भी है, या मारामारी में उसके हाथ, उसके गले का कोई ऑर्नामेंट उसके हाथ में आ जाएगा. एक्सचेंज ऑफ हेयर, देयर कैन बी एक्सचेंज ऑफ हेयर. So whole body should be examined carefully for violence. So Locard's principle of exchange is when two people meet, there is some exchange of material between these two, and that can be examined carefully. So in the case of rape also you can see. So one thing we have already seen, that is blood stains. There can be blood stain, there can be tear on the fabric, or there can be other things which can be extend with each other. तो ऐसी चीज़ें जो उसके पास नहीं थी, ऐसी कुछ चीज़ें अगर उसके बदन पे मिलती है, so they can be from that assailant. That is because of the Locard's principle of exchange. Now, very important thing, very important and very carefully done examination is examination of the genitalia. Okay, I will just revise these 6 points once again. First is written consent, the consent in presence of witness or signed by the parents if she is below 12 years of age. Third is if the doctor is male, their examination should be carried out in presence of a lady attendant. Then preliminary data, that I told you all these things should be mentioned on the preliminary data. Statement should be taken in her own words and examination of for signs of struggle, उसके बदन पे कुछ मारा मारी के या वो प्रोटेक्शन रेजिस्टेंस के वक्त. जो भी उस पर वायलेंस होगा, उसे मारा जाएगा, पीटा जाएगा, उसके ऊपर जो भी साइंस ऑफ स्ट्रगल आएंगे, दे शुड बी एग्जामिन्ड वेरी केयरफुली, लाइक tear of the fabrics, mud, grass, stains of blood, stains of cement. They should be sent for the proper examination in the forensic laboratory and should be done accordingly. And Locard's principle of exchange, just I told you. Now, seventh very important point is examination of the genitalia. The genitalia, examination of the genitalia should be done in nice natural light, good light. It should be done in good light. There can be it should be done in lithotomy position. It should be done in lithotomy position. Then there can be local signs of violence. There can be local signs of violence, particularly on the genitalia. So there can be blood stains on the legs and also around the genitalia. Then there can be pubic hair. You carefully go for the examination of the pubic hair. Pubic hair will show the changes of matting with blood or semen. uh, Means they will be matted together. There can be matting of the pubic hair either with the blood or semen. That again they should be taken out in small number or in adequate number and should be sent for the examination in the laboratory. So where you can detect the stains of foreign blood from the assailant or even the stains of semen. They can be collected from there. So pubic hair will show matting with either blood or semen, and there can be foreign hair which can be detected. So whether they are from her itself or from the assailant, they can be seen. Then examination for spermatozoa and other microorganisms. Now for that you should know the anatomy, physiology, for how much time the sperms remain motile and by which time the sperms are dead. So spermatozoa and microorganism, they should be detected. Sperms remain motile in vagina for 2 to 3 hours, in the uterus for 3 to 5 days, and in normal saline you will have to go for the smear preparation of the smear. So 10 to 20 ml is to be taken on slide and microscopic examination is to be done. The motile sperm, if you find the motile sperms, that means the sexual intercourse has occurred within 2 to 3 hours, because um, sperms remain motile in vagina for 2 to 3 hours. So prepare a smear of those you can say sample taken from the vaginal swab or from the vagina. Its smear is to be prepared on normal saline to be seen under microscope. If you get the motile sperms, if you see the motile sperms under microscope, that means the sexual intercourse has occurred within 2 to 3 hours. Then intact sperms are rarely found in vagina after 72 hours. Then head and tails of sperms can be demonstrated by Petty's method. Now these are some of the methods of investigation. Head and tails of the sperms can be demonstrated by Petty's method, where the picro indigo carmine stains the heads red and tail green and red. So head, sperm का जो head है वो red हो जाएगा और tail will be stained green and red with the Petty's method, where picro indigo carmine is used for staining the sperm. Then spermatozoa and smegma bacilli. What do you mean by smegma? Anyone? Have you heard this term before, this smegma? Yes, yes, anyone? I don't think you might be knowing this term. You might not have heard this term before this. So what is smegma? Yes, anyone? Smegma? I don't think anyone of you. Secretion of gland. Which gland? See, no. See what the word, see the word smegma bacilli. I am saying smegma bacilli. So what is this smegma? No, I don't think you might be knowing about this term. This is absolutely new. Seniors, any senior is there? Because I have taken this lecture with seniors. Anyone remembers what is this smegma? What is smegma? No. Okay, I tell you. When when the prepuce is retracted. When you will take the prepuce backward, when that glans will be exposed, so on the surface of the glans a very thin layer of whitish cheesy secretion is there, that is called as smegma, and it is because of some bacilli. The name given to that is smegma bacilli, and when these smegma bacilli will be present in the vagina, that will indicate that. Now where are these present? On the glans. You are getting when the prepuce is retracted, when the skin on the penis is retracted, the glans will be exposed, so there is a thin layer of white cheesy material, white colored cheesy material is there. If the sexual intercourse has recently occurred, what will happen? This cheesy layer will enter the vagina and it will get deposited or will get collected on the mucus of the vagina, and if it has been detected after taking the sample from vagina, you will and if you see those smegma bacilli under the microscope, uh, you will see the smegma bacilli under the microscope, that is indicative of she recently has undergone sexual intercourse. करते का? You are getting what is smegma bacilli? So smegma bacilli or smegma is a thin white colored cheesy material that is getting deposited on the glands. When you will retract the prepuce, you will see that white colored cheesy material, and if it is present on the vaginal epithelium, that is indicative of she has recently undergone sexual intercourse. And yes, spermatozoa and smegma bacilli in vaginal contents with Gill-Nelson staining. What is Gill-Nelson staining? Pathology. What is Gill-Nelson staining? It is also called as ZN staining. It is also called as. Now, don't tell me you have not heard about ZN staining. What is ZN staining? No? ZN staining. Have you heard of acid fast staining? Yes, very good, very good. Acid fast staining. Acid fast staining also called as ZN staining. So, smegma bacilli are suggestive of sexual intercourse. So, they are acid fast, rod shaped, thicker than Mycobacterium tuberculosis, thicker than Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria. So, spermatozoa and smegma, if they are present in the vaginal content, it is indicative of sexual intercourse. So, smegma bacilli are suggestive of sexual intercourse. Okay, today we'll stop here because I will have to go to OPD now. So too late. Okay, today I will stop here. Tomorrow we will continue with the same, that is the examination of the rape victim. There is few topics, very few topics are remaining. But okay, I think enough for today. Okay, then.